Hello, this is another tutorial to help you do various things in your classes. This is all about Google, and this is going to be called Google Tips number 2. All I'm going to do here is show you just a number of features built into Google Chrome web browser, and they will give you some ideas for various ways that you can use them. Most of these are going to be extensions, and so I'll show you how to go to the Chrome Web Store in order to launch these things or load these into your Chrome browser. I happen to be in Chrome now. I have a Chrome window open, and you can see you have a couple of little icons up here. These are some things that I already have that are linked right to my Chrome browser, which gives me some additional tools to use when I happen to be doing some work. So let me talk about a couple of things. We all regularly will go to a number of different websites. So I got CNBC here. What else? Let's see. ESPN, USA Today. Okay. So I have a number of different websites that I've pulled up, different tabs in this case. And this is something that you can use whenever you're in the Chrome web browser, and it can be used on a Mac, it can be used on a Windows machine. There's nothing that you have to download, there's no extensions that you have to put into play. So let's assume that for whatever reason I closed out of these tabs. Oops. Gotta keep at least one open here. What I can do is use some keys on my keyboard. So on a Windows machine, it is the Shift key, the Control key, and the letter T as in Tom. So if I hit Shift Command T, I'm going to be able to pull up to the last 10 tabs or 10 windows that I had open here. So again, Shift Control T on a Windows machine, Shift Command T on a Mac. Kind of a neat little tool in case you close down some things. So we're going to go to the Chrome web browser because most of the other thing, or I'm sorry, Chrome Web Store, because most of the other things I'm going to show you, you need to kind of find that particular extension and load it. So we're going to go to Chrome Web Store. And you can get right here, and then you have the search box up in the top left corner depending on what it is. There's all kinds of things in here, and as I said in my Google Tips 1, there's plenty of extensions and add-ons that you can take a look at to see if there's anything else that may be of value in your particular workflow. One of them I want to talk about is the one-click timer, and it's just as it says. One-click timer. This is it right here. And I have this particular extension added. Or actually, I took it away. It's been disabled. So I can go in and enable it again. But I'm going to show you what it would look like if you were doing it. Basically, that's what this is. There is a timer that counts down. So if you wanted to give students in class, 15 minutes to work on an activity or 10 minutes, you could then launch this timer, set it for the time that you want, and then it will automatically count down for you. So I'm going to go back in and enable this this item here, and then you'll see that once I have done it, now you're going to click on Added to Chrome if you haven't been there. I've already had this added, and I took it away so that I could show you how to go in here and get it. But notice we've popped a new icon in here. It's this little stopwatch, and if you hover over it, you can see it says one-click timer. Okay, excellent. So let's get out of this one. And let's try this other one here. Oftentimes we're left with whether or not we create a Google form, or we go off and we locate some website, or we create a YouTube video and we would like to take and share that. Well, oftentimes taking that and giving it to somebody, that URL, that web address name, as you can see right up here, they can kind of get a little long and they can get a little complicated. I've seen some, I'm sure you have too, that go all the way across and even get buried back here. Well, one of the extensions that Google Chrome has, it's what's called the Google URL shortener. And so if you load the URL shortener, I'm going to go ahead and add it to Chrome, which for me means enabled. And now I have a new icon that's popped up here. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to take that long URL and it will shorten it for you to something that's a little bit more manageable. Plus you'll see that it'll automatically create, so here's an example of something that was long that got shortened with the goo.gl URL shortener, and it also creates a QR code for you, which could be helpful as well. So that's called one-click timer. The next one we want to go into and take a look at is the Google Dictionary. Now you may have other ways to get definitions of words and so forth. The Google Dictionary is real nice because what it allows you to do, I'm going to go in again, added to Chrome, and so for me I'm going to enable it and get out of here. So let me go into Drive, and we will create a new doc. So basically we have the dictionary icon here, so if I'm typing along with something and I'd like to figure out how to spell something or determine whether or not I'm using the word correctly, or whether or not maybe I'm reading something on the web but I'm not sure, I can click on the dictionary and I can actually take that text if it was on the web and I could copy and paste it right in here and hit define, or I can just type the word in that I'm looking for and I will get the description. It'll tell me noun, verb, adverb, whatever, a little bit of description, so forth, where it came from. Okay, so that's dictionary. There's also a text to speech extension called SpeakIt. So I'm going to go back, let's go back to my Chrome web store. And this is called SpeakIt. And here it is here, SpeakIt. Looks like a magnifying glass over the top of a speaker. So we're going to go ahead and add to Chrome. Again, I have to enable, and then it's here, and we have this speaker icon. And so it's going to convert text to speech. Now what's nice is that's any text to speech. So I can go back to my Word document, okay, whatever. So this is my sentence or my text. Now I can do it in a document here, or if I wanted to pull up a website, this will actually do text to speech on the website as long as I grab the information. So this is the text that I want. I'm going to go ahead and I can actually play this. And it is actually talking. Now you can't hear this because I'm actually talking into a headset, so it's not going to do the playback while I'm doing it. But this would actually be reading the text to you. So again, then I can just stop it. We'll do the text in documents. We'll also do the text on a website itself. Okay, that's called SpeakIt. Then there's a new one that I just found out about a week or two ago that's actually kind of nice. Let me get out of here. And it is called Google Tone. Google Tone. So here it is, again, another extension. Click on it, enable, and so forth. Basically, what Google Tone does is think about working on a group project. And you have found a website that you think is really going to be good. It's going to be valuable for the project that your team is working on, and you would like to share it with other members of your team. Well, if you have this Google Tone extension added on to your Chrome browser, as do all of the members of your team, as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network and everybody has, and this is the icon for it, everybody has this Google Tone icon on. If you have speakers on your computer, Google Tone turns your computer's microphone while the extension is on and uses the computer speaker. So everybody will have their speakers to exchange the URL. So in other words, I get to share or broadcast that URL that I just found from my machine to the other members of the team. And as you can see, you can send the URL for any web page, including news stories, pictures, documents, YouTube videos, etc. Okay, so kind of a neat little tool. And as you can see, this just came out in May. I located it a couple of weeks ago. And so kind of a neat little feature for when you're working on projects with other folks. One of the other tools that I think is nice, I'm actually recording this tutorial on a tool called Screencast-O-Matic. Screencast-O-Matic is nice if you're using a Windows machine or a Mac, but it does not work at all with the Chromebook. So I've had some people ask me, is there anything that I can use for the Chromebook? And actually, yes, there is. There is an extension for the Chrome browser. It's called Screencastify. Whoops, it'd be nice if I could spell it correctly. Screencastify, and it shows up right down here. It looks like a little piece of film. And again, when I click on add it to Chrome, I have to enable. It adds this right up top here. There's this little film strip piece, and I have the ability to set my microphone. I can have a webcam in it or not. There's a couple of features that I like about this tool, a little bit different than Screencast-O-Matic, and that is that in Screencast-O-Matic, if you're going to use your webcam, it automatically puts your little thumbnail of yourself, of your webcam, down in the bottom right corner, and that's the only option. Sometimes that's screen real estate then. That camera image will block some of the screen that you need to demonstrate or show to people. With this Screencastify, you have the ability to move it to any of the corners, so you can kind of customize it with what works well for you. I'm not going to go into a lot of information here on Screencastify. I do have a separate tutorial on Screencastify, so you can go ahead and check that out from the EdTech guide to determine that. Okay, there is also voice typing. So let me go back to a document, get rid of things, and it's already in one of the tools here. So I'm just in a Google Doc, and under Tools there's voice typing. So if I click on voice typing, I get this little microphone that all I have to do is click here to speak. 407 years ago, our forefathers, in order to form a more perfect union, period. Okay, now I know that's not the end of it, but you can see it already continued on with what I was saying. So you have to speak clearly, you have to enunciate, maybe speak at a certain pace. You'd have to experiment with that for your voice, but it's kind of a nice built-in tool, and that's called voice typing, and again, it's under one of the tools. So that's it. This will be Google Tips 2. I will be adding more Google Tips down the road, but I just thought I'd take the time. It has been a while since I have put out Google Tips 1. So I thought I'd put something together here to give you some additional tools that you can use in the classroom. Thank you.